Okay. So I've got a couple of things to do. First, I'm going to do the easy thing. And put a circle out to here. And then offset this circle by negative 0.2. Alright. And then I'm going to go ahead and extrude that circle, starting at an offset of 0.15, a distance of 0.8 should work. Now if I rotate this through here, yeah, okay, cool. Okay, so that hopefully will fix the issue, at least it'll fix a little bit of the issue of the two sticks becoming misaligned. All I have to do is when I print it, I put the filament through this and then I fuse these two together and I fuse the filament to this end and this end, and that should help things, I hope. Gonna rename this sketch to alignment pad should work. Now I have to redesign the case situation. And I've got a pretty nifty idea, at least I think it's nifty, that requires a slightly different setup. It'll be slightly longer, a little bit, but I think it should work better this way. So this is 20, so if I make it 21, they should all fit pretty snugly. So if I put a sketch on the origin here, I get rid of the bodies, and I just make a rectangle. One of these has to be 21. And the other one has to be however wide the widest part of the thing is. What is that, 28? Okay, hang on. Let me get the attachment archetype, project these 2 points, and then get their distance, create driven 26.343, so that will be 27. If I offset this by 1.2, then I extrude it by about some distance. Actually, I've got a better idea. Hang on. I'm going to make it 10 for now. But I've got a better idea. Instead of measuring what I measured. So what I measured just now was I lined up my the 3 utensil heads so that all of the ends that attach to the finger sticks are all facing in the same direction. But if I do that, then those will fall through, then everything will fall through. So what I gotta do is I gotta take a different measurement. So I've got them lined up the same way as before, and what I measured here, watch, okay. Okay, so what I measured was this. I lined it up so that this is the knife, and this is the actual knife part of the knife. This one's the spoon, and here's the actual spoon part of the spoon, and this one's the fork, and here's the fork part of the fork. I had measured from here to here. What I should measure is from here to here. And what that is 12.67. So if I make it 13 or 14, that'll work. So 14. And now what'll happen is I should be able to slide them all into position so that when they're aligned, the fork and the spoon or the fork and the knife are going to be hanging over the edge, and the spoon will just be held there somehow. I don't know how the spoon is the complicating factor here. I don't know how I'm going to hold the spoon in quite yet. If I line these up on the table here, I think all I really need to do is make this as long as the height of the knife, which is about 60, so about 59 actually. So this just has to be less than 59, so like 50. And then the spoon is about 7.5 millimeters shorter than the knife. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this sketch and I'm gonna go from here to here and from here to here. I'm gonna put a line here and another one and another one and make them all equal so that this is split into thirds. Those are going to be okay. Now the fork and the spoon are about the same height. The fork is a little bit shorter than the spoon actually. It's about like 1.5 millimeters shorter than the spoon. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring back this sketch The spoon is in the middle. It was 7.5. Okay. It was 7.5, right? Let me actually make sure. Actually, I have a better way of doing this. If I recall, the spoon and the butter knife should be aligned. Okay. So now if I go into the sketch here and I just project the butter knife and the spoon, and then if I get the fork, is that also aligned? The fork, unfortunately, is not aligned the same way. So I'll have to do something else for the fork if I really want to get technical. But the fork is close enough to the spoon that it's really not going to matter. So get rid of the butter knife and the spoon. Put a line here, and a line here, and a line here, and make this tangent to this. And now I should be able to measure the distance from this line to this, and that is 7.25. So if I just extrude these two up by 7.25, then they should be good. And then if I extrude these all down by 1.2, hopefully, I could, yeah. Let me check real quick. That's gonna... Okay, so the knife has to be having itself... The knife has to have itself... Since the spoon and the fork are close enough together, I think they'll... The fork's gonna stick out some too, isn't it? Because the... Whatever. This'll work. This'll work. So now what I've got is just a box. And the way this box is gonna work is if I start a sketch here, right, we'll have the knife, we'll have the fork, and we'll have the spoon. They'll be touching each other. Or be very nearly touching each other, and these two will be hanging over the edge, and the actual utensil parts are going to be inside here. Right, pretend this is the fork and this is the knife and this is the spoon. That's what's going to happen. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into this sketch. I'm going to go on this one, add a 6mm circle, offset it by greater than 1.2, go 1.6 because that I'd like for that to be stronger. Make this, that's I don't know what I did there, but I can make this tangent with this. Put a line between these and make it horizontal. Make this a construction line. Put another line going through each of these. Make this a construction line and this a construction line because I don't need those. Make these tangent to this. And trim them. And then I will now extrude it from here down about 3 millimeters. No. Down very far. I'm going to make a sketch on this plane. I'm going to project this one. Then I'm going to put a line going down 3 millimeters. And then I'm going to put a line going down here. And make this 45 degrees. If I make it less than 40, if I make it greater than 45, I can probably get away with 55. And then put this line coming out. Okay, now I can cut this away. And now that is easily printed. Gonna go ahead and clean up the rough edges here. Just because I can. And then I forgot something. I'm going to fillet these also by like 1. Okay. There. I forgot that I need to have a slot for the finger sticks. So I'm going to go back into this sketch here, not this one, this one. And I believe it was 4.5. .2. Oh, if I actually have to be careful because if I put it there, it's gonna be interfered with by the fork and the knife. So then I'll put it on the other side. So rectangle 1.2 4.5. This is here, and this is here. Okay. And I just realized that actually what I should have done is, instead of cutting that in thirds, I should have measured the size of the fork and the spoon together, and that's about 10. So if I get rid of these and I just make sure that from here to here is 10, that'll work. Change the very first sketch coming off of, or the very first extrusion. Oh wait. Put lines coming off of this. Make it collinear with this. Okay, now change the very first extrusion here. And then change this fillet to be those edges. Oh wait, the very first, then the second. Was this the second? No, it was the third. Yeah. Include the outside bits. Don't include the inside bits because I want to be able to put. Yes, I know. I want to be able to make the finger sticks go all the way through that hole. Alright, and then I'm gonna not include these. Those should be a separate thing. And I'm just gonna delete this. And then that's also going to be 1. That's going to be 1. That's going to be 0.4. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. And this is also going to be 0.4. And then don't include that. I'm gonna just go ahead and suppress this. Gonna make this, I don't know, 5. Four, 3, 2, 1, 0.6. I see. Okay. Just make it 1, and then move this, and then unsuppress it. That should make it comfortable to like actually touch. Take this first fillet. Don't include this one. There we go. Okay. And I think that is actually the better version of the case. So now the way it will work is this will go be the keyring will go through this, right? And then the 3 utensil heads will pop out of here, and the finger sticks will be in this slot here, and I can just use them as and I can pull the finger sticks out. And here's the fun part. I can then use the finger sticks to directly grab them out of here if I get good enough. Except for one problem. Except never mind. I actually designed it properly. Okay. So yeah, that's going to be the new case. So I'm going to rename this to case 2, and I'm going to rename this body, which was, rename that to alignment plate. Did I call it plate? Pad. Well, close enough. So I'll go ahead and export these two and print them out and see how it works. Hopefully this should print out much faster. I'm gonna actually change the fillet here. Now that's 0.4, so there's at least 1 line thickness on the bottom. Okay, so let's see. Save this. How many? 5,636, and it doesn't even have the Hello Kitty on it yet. I don't think I can do that, can I? I want to see something. Can I extrude this? Yeah, no. I can't pick that. I can't pick this face. I can pick that. Yeah, okay. I think I'll just copy paste the Hello Kitty sketch. Copy. Where's the copy? Copy. Paste. And then just eyeball it into the center there. And now I should be able to, hang on. I'm going to extend this all the way in, and this. I cannot make sense of this bow. Okay, I'll just extrude this. 0.6. And now it's engraved in there. Goodness, that's so stupid. Does the bow look good? The bow looks good enough. Okay, so now I can save this. And how many? 9,094. And it was at like what, 5,500? Less than 5,500, so like about 3,500 triangles just because of the Hello Kitty. That's funny. Alright, that's saved. And then the alignment plate, save that. It shouldn't have 616 because it's a simple thing. Save that. Okay, so then I should be able, so I'm going to print these and see how well they work. Not sure how well this will work. Pretty sure this will work just fine because it's tight enough to hold everything in place. At least I think it is. It'll keep things from rattling in this direction. And the tightness should also keep them from rattling in this direction to some degree. So I'll see. I'll see how well they work. Alright, I just realized that I had this at 27 and it needs to be big enough to have the spoon inside of it, which means it has to be approximately 35. This I can get rid of. This is just a bunch of hypothetical stuff. Okay, and then while I'm at it, I might as well actually move this to be further down, right? So if I put a point there, somewhere along here is going to be the center. There's the center point. So if I put a line from there to there and make that horizontal, there, now the keyring hole is actually in the middle, and also this is big enough to hold the spoon. So this I will resave. Same amount of triangles though, right? 8,926. There are somehow fewer triangles. Don't know how that works. Oh, and also while I'm here, okay. Save 9,612. That's interesting. It put the Hello Kitty closer to the middle. Okay. Now I can save. Yes, replace. Alright, now I'll get this printed out and check how it works. Okay, so I've got the new case design printed. It's too loose actually, and things are still rattling around. But it is significantly smaller than this one. So I'm going to continue with this. The finger sticks do fit in it, and the utensil heads fit in it as well. What needs more development is I need to tighten this hole here to make them to make it tighter so that it grips onto the utensil heads. The thing I'm gonna I want a tight grip so that it doesn't let things slide around, right? Because a tight grip, if I shake it with a tight grip, nothing's gonna, well, that fell out because I turned it upside down, but like it's not gonna be upside down. One thing I forgot to check that I can check right now is how these sit. What is, oh, is how these sit on the carabiner, right? Because the keyring here is in a weird spot, and it looks like they want to bring this, looks like it wants to be pulled down by the weight of these ends here. So I might come up with some solution for that. I think the real solution would be to print this entirely solid, because there's a bottom piece there, and make it ever so slightly longer. Actually, hang on. This is a fairly similar angle, isn't it? Yeah. And I just noticed while using this that if I put the knife in the wrong way, it becomes tight. So I wonder if I even need to print a new one, or if I can just get away. Ooh, I don't like that sound. Okay, bring the knife this way, press it in. So yeah, it can be tightened by just putting the knife in wrong. I'd like to put the knife in correctly though, because if I put the knife in correctly, all of these things are lined up properly so that I can actually take the finger sticks and choose one, right, straight off the bat, you know? So like the use of it would be better if I tightened this. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and abandon this idea and come up with a version of this that's less rattly. And then where's the there it is, right there. The little alignment cap I tried to make didn't really work very well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make this hinge more like a door hinge, where there's just multiple of them going all the way up. That will align them as well, right, so that they won't do this so much. And that should probably work better than anything I was gonna do, because like I don't know why it works better, but it'll work better because there'll be more things interfering with more things when I try to twist it this way. So that's why it'll work better. It should work better anyways. So what I gotta do is make more hinges and make this tighter. I'm not going to print this entire thing when I make it tighter. I'm just gonna print a small section just to see if it's tight enough. And then another advantage to making that tight and printing a small section is if I print just the top section here, right, and it's tight enough, that is all I would really need to hold these, right? This much length here is not necessarily necessary. All it's for is really so I can put the Hello Kitty on it, just as a joke, so I can show them at work, ha ha, Hello Kitty. So that's what I'm gonna do.